What would you do if the person sleeping next to you had a whole second life glowing quietly on a phone screen at 2:13 in the morning, and you weren't supposed to ever find it? I remember the exact moment because the light from her phone painted the ceiling of our bedroom in soft blue, and I could hear her breathing, slow, careful, pretending to be asleep. But her thumb was moving, scrolling, typing, smiling. And when a name popped up on that screen that I had never seen before, my entire world tilted sideways. Because that wasn't just a message. It was a door I was never meant to open. And once I did, there was no going back. If you genuinely enjoy our stories, please subscribe to the channel, tell us where you're from, and what time it is right now. It's always fascinating to know how far our story flows. Her name was Lauren. We lived in a quiet part of Dallas, just off Greenville Avenue, in a 2-story house we bought together 5 years into our marriage. She worked in marketing, remote mostly, and I ran a small logistics company downtown. We weren't rich, but we were stable, predictable, safe, or at least I thought we were. The first crack came 3 months before that night. She mentioned casually, over dinner at a place called The Rustic, that she had set up a secondary email account for work clients. "It's just easier to separate things," she said, sipping her wine, not even looking at me. I didn't question it. Why would I? That was my first mistake. Then came the late nights. The client calls that somehow always happened after 9 p.m. The sudden interest in going to the gym at odd hours. The new clothes. The way she started locking her phone. And the distance. It wasn't loud. It wasn't dramatic. It was quiet. Like she was slowly erasing me from her life while still living in my house. One night, I asked her directly, "Are you okay? You feel different." She didn't even hesitate. "I'm just stressed, Mark. Not everything is about you." That sentence stayed with me longer than I want to admit. Because it wasn't just defensive, it was cold. Calculated. Like she had already decided I didn't deserve answers. A week later, I got my first real clue. A receipt. I was cleaning out her car, something I used to do without thinking, and found it tucked in the side compartment. It was from a hotel in downtown Dallas. The Magnolia. 2 guests. 1 room. 3 hours. Middle of a Tuesday. I stared at it for a long time, sitting in the driver's seat, the Texas heat pressing against the windows, my hands shaking so badly I almost dropped it. I told myself there had to be an explanation. There always is, right? But deep down, I already knew. I just wasn't ready to say it out loud. That night, I didn't confront her. Instead, I waited. And I watched. The next few weeks were hell. She became sharper, shorter, irritated by everything I did. "Why are you home early? Can you not hover? God, you're exhausting lately." Every word chipped away at something inside me. And the worst part? She acted like she was the victim, like I was the problem. Meanwhile, her phone never left her side, not even in the shower. So I did something I never thought I'd do. I checked it. It was 3 a.m. She had fallen asleep with it still in her hand. I gently slid it away, my heart pounding so loud I was sure she'd wake up. The passcode hadn't changed. That was her second mistake. The email app was open, not her main one. The second one. And there it was. Hundreds of messages. A name, Eric. I scrolled. Photos. Plans. Hotel confirmations. Inside jokes. Things she used to say to me. "Can't wait to feel you again." I told him I had a late meeting. He has no idea. I stopped breathing somewhere between those lines. Because it wasn't just an affair. It was a life. A full, detailed, ongoing relationship built behind my back. I put the phone down carefully and lay there, staring at the ceiling until morning. Something inside me had broken. Not cracked. Broken. And when something breaks that cleanly, it doesn't go back the same. The next day, I smiled. I kissed her goodbye. I told her I loved her. And I started planning. I didn't confront her. Not yet. Instead, I documented everything. Screenshots. Emails. Hotel bookings. Phone records. I hired a private investigator, an older guy named Frank who operated out of an office near Elm Street. He didn't ask questions. He just nodded when I handed him Eric's name. Within 2 weeks, I had everything. Eric wasn't just some random guy. He was married too. Worked in commercial real estate. Lived 15 minutes away. That detail, that was important. Because revenge isn't just about exposing the truth. It's about timing. And pressure. I met Eric's wife first. A quiet cafe off McKinney Avenue. She sat across from me, confused, nervous. "I don't understand. Why are we meeting?" I slid the folder across the table. Because your husband and my wife do. She didn't open it right away. But when she did, her hands started shaking. Is this real? Every word. She cried. Not loudly. Not dramatically. Just quietly, like something inside her had collapsed too. We didn't say much after that. We didn't need to. Because we both knew what came next. 2 weeks later, Lauren invited me to a networking event at a hotel downtown. The Magnolia. Of course. Big clients, she said. You should come. It'll be good for you to meet people. I smiled. I'd love to. She didn't know that I already knew Eric would be there. She didn't know his wife would be there too. And she definitely didn't know what I had prepared. The ballroom was full. Soft lighting. Clinking glasses. Fake smiles. Lauren looked beautiful. Confident. Untouchable. Like she had gotten away with everything. Eric stood across the room, laughing with a group of people, his hand resting casually on Lauren's lower back when they thought no one was looking. That was the moment. I walked to the center of the room, where the event coordinator stood near the microphone. I just need a minute, I said calm. Before anyone could react, the projector behind me flickered on. Emails. Photos. Hotel receipts. Text messages. Every lie displayed in high definition for everyone to see. The room went silent. Lauren's face drained of color. Eric froze. And then, his wife stepped forward. You didn't think I'd show up? The chaos that followed wasn't loud. It was devastating. Careers ended that night. Reputations shattered. Lauren tried to talk to me later, outside in the parking garage. Mark, please, this isn't what it looks like. I laughed. For the first time in months. I laughed. You built a whole second life, I said. I just turned the lights on. The divorce was quick. Brutal. I had everything documented. She walked away with almost nothing. Eric lost his job within a week. His wife filed immediately. And Lauren? She disappeared. Last I heard, she moved out of state. No job. No network. No one left to believe her version of events. Sometimes, late at night, I still think about that moment in the bedroom, the glow of her phone lighting up the ceiling. How close I was to never knowing. How easily she almost got away with it. But the truth is, people like her don't stop. They just get better at hiding. And if I hadn't opened that door, I would have spent the rest of my life loving someone who was already gone. Now the house is quiet. Her side of the closet is empty. And the only light that fills the room at night is mine. The end.